What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the BTR Garage. My name is Justin. In today's video, we're gonna be installing an HT Autos lip spoiler to the front of my Toyota GR86. We're gonna go through all of the detailed steps on how to get this thing easily installed on your car. So let's go ahead and get started. So as I mentioned, this lip is from HT Autos, a UK company, and I like this lip for several reasons actually. The first one being that it is super cost effective. It literally comes in at under $200 before shipping for the lip. After tax and shipping, I think I paid around $225 or so, $220 for the lip, so super good value. And secondly, I like the looks of the lip itself. Now, it's not a full-blown front splitter type of upgrade where you get aerodynamic advantages from it. It's more of an aesthetics type of upgrade. And this particular lip, I liked the styling because it looks a lot like the lip that I had on my 2017 Subaru BRZ, which was the OEM STI front lip. Similar design, it's got an aggressive look to it. And lastly, going back to the fact that it is cost effective, if I smash this thing or scrape it up or slam it on a curb or something, I'm not gonna be devastated that I destroyed my lip because it's a couple $100. So it's super easy to replace and just buy a new one, slap it on there. You've already got the holes drilled, etc. So let's show you what tools we need and then get started with the install. And we've got a bunch of nice shots and video of how good this thing looks once it's installed. We're gonna need an assortment of tools to install our HT Autos front lip. So I kind of laid out what we need here. You're gonna need a 10mm socket. You're gonna need these specialty clip removers because we're gonna remove several clips on the bottom of the bumper. I showed you guys in the JR oil cooler installation video as well. Super handy. You do want these to remove the clips. Phillips head screwdriver, 3/16 drill bit, a drill of course with a Phillips head on it as well, and then a 8mm wrench or an adjustable wrench like this one here. And the first thing we're gonna do is get underneath the car and remove the black shroud that's right behind the front bumper. And just like I showed you guys again in that JR oil cooler video, the Jackson Racing oil cooler install video, we color coded all of the clips on the bottom of the bumper. That's already done since we did that before. But that way you know which clip goes where because there are different clips on the bottom of the bumper. So let's take a look, show you what we have to remove under here. So this is the piece we're removing, this black shroud here. And here's our color-coded clips. Again, different style clips on this part of the bumper, this whole front section. But we also have to slide over here to the end, and there's several clips that we have to remove all the way to the edge here. And then our 10mm bolts are in the back part of it, center and near the ends. But let's get under there. We're gonna take all of that stuff off, get that shroud out of there, then we can get our HT Autos front lip in place and start marking the holes that we need to drill. We do need to drill several of those 3/16 inch holes. So let's go ahead and get started. There's a tricky one behind this little panel here. Once you pop off this clip and kind of peel away that little flap there, you can see there's one right there marked with the silver as well. We need to pop that one off in addition to the others. Now that we have those shrouds out of the way, you can see we've got a lot more room up in here, but we still have this black plastic piece kind of blocking our access to the underside of the bumper here. We have to get in between there down in this area in order to put the nuts on that will attach the lip to the bumper. So we can actually remove this piece by taking off the clips, which are up in the top here. So there we go. We now have a ton of room up here to access the nuts when we get the lip installed. It'll make things a lot less stressful instead of trying to pinch our hands in between that plastic piece. So the first thing we're going to do is mount one end of the front lip. We'll stick one of the screws through the bottom of that hole right there and then go underneath the car and get it into this hole here on the very end of the bumper. And you'll notice this piece of the plastic trim here is kind of recessed a bit. That actually fits this little section of the lip just right. So we'll get the end installed, and then we have the jack stands down there to prop the rest of the lip up, and we'll start drilling our holes across the front of the bumper and get the other nuts and bolts installed. With both ends of the lip secured in place, we can now start drilling the holes on the underside. But we want to kind of make sure that the lip is good and centered on the bumper. The fitment is pretty much on point when you have both of the ends secured, but I'll show you a couple of reference points on the underside that you can use to make sure that everything lines up nice and straight. So back underneath on either side of the bumper, we've got these little creases in the bumper and a hole on the lip itself. I'll show you the close-up version over on this side. But essentially this little crease right here in the bumper and that bolt hole, they line up pretty closely. So if we squeeze that into place, you can kind of see how it aligns right there. You just want to make sure you have that same amount of distance on the other side for the bolt hole. And back on the other side, you can see the little crease right there in the bumper. And then our hole, it's about 1/4 inch off from that crease. So as long as that kind of matches up with the other side, I'm going to start by drilling those holes first and get it secured. So that went pretty smooth. The lip is now mostly secured in place. We can go ahead and start drilling the rest of the holes, installing the rest of the nuts and bolts. And I'll emphasize again, when you are drilling the holes, you want to make sure you squeeze the lip up into the bumper as tight as you can get it. That will ensure the fitment is just right and everything lines up. So far it's looking pretty good. These little edges here under the front lip are lining up with the pointy end of the bumper. Both sides pretty even. We'll jump back under there, drill out all those holes, install the nuts and bolts, and get everything put back together on the underside, and we should be done. Alignment and fitment is looking pretty good. We've got the nuts and bolts hand tight. We're gonna grab a little mini wrench, go back under there and tighten everything up nice and secure and put the car back together. Now you will have to make some modifications to this bumper piece in order to clear the bolts that stick up into the bumper. I've marked all of the sections you need to cut out and make little slots in that bumper piece. And again, like I said, that way those bolts will not bump up against that bumper piece. So grab a sharp razor blade, some pliers, and you can just kind of start cutting away at the plastic and cut out little notches in that bumper, and that should get you squared away to clear those bolts. Everything is buttoned up. The front lip is nice and solid and sturdy. Keep in mind you will have 2 of these extra clips. These are the ones that went on the very end of the lip. So you can put these aside, save them for later. But now we just gotta get the car cleaned up and we'll get it down off the quick jack and take some nice photos of it. So thanks everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope this installation video helps you out if you go with the HT Autos front lip. Not terribly difficult, just requires some basic tools and mechanical ability. And in my opinion, it looks freaking sweet. Definitely transforms the look of the car, makes it more aggressive. Obviously we got the lower looking front end and I'm really enjoying it. So definitely a good buy if you're looking for a budget friendly front lip for your GR86. If you have any thoughts, comments, or questions, like always, leave them down below. I would love to hear from you. And like always, stick around for more good videos coming up soon. Stay safe out there. I am checking out. We'll talk to you all next time.